Welcome back, ProITians. So I hope you had been through the last session and you were able to follow along. We covered quite a bit in the earlier session. If you want, you can go through that. That link which was done in the earlier. And this session we are going to do the remaining part of strings. So in this session we are going to cover about um, the how we can use the escape characters. Not all, some of them which are most commonly used. There are a lot of them which we'll learn in the coming lectures, in the coming sessions. But yeah, we are going to cover some of them. Also, very important thing, we are going to cover about slicing. So slicing is an art which by which we can actually alter the strings or manipulate the strings. That's what we're going to look in this session. Yeah. So I hope you will keep a track of it, how we're going to do that. And this with this we will be ending our sessions on strings. Welcome back, ProITians. So, in the last lecture, we saw the strings. We are now aware that strings is an array of Unicode characters, and we also know that there is no character data type in Python. Yeah. So, okay, so we learned quite a bit on strings in the last lecture, and we'll continue with some more information about strings in this session. With that, we'll be concluding it. But this is going to be a very fun, soft session, yeah, because we are going to learn some very good techniques which we are going to use, which we'll be using primarily in our Python programming. Okay, so let's get started. So let's see. Let me type an example here. Okay, for example, if I have to print this command, it's just an example. Yeah. I'll just type in e:/, yeah, projects /new /test py. Okay, and I close the quotes, I close the bracket. Okay, so I need to print the location of my test.py. Now .py is the extension for Python file. Yeah, so and this is the location. For example, I mean, this is just a dummy location. Yeah, this is just consider that this is the location for the Python file. It is e:/projects under new folder under, I mean, that is a test.py. Now what happens? So okay, before that, let me control X, and what I'll do is, if I have to print, okay, bracket hello ProITians. Okay, what happens? It prints in a single line, right? That's the output of the single line. Now what happens if I do a print of this statement? Am I going to get in the same line? What do you think, guys? Okay, let's have a look. Oh, what happened? So I got the output as e:/projects, and then it went to a new line, and then it only typed EW, right? And then it gave some space, and then it typed est.py. Why? What happened, guys? I mean, we never expected this output, right? As you can see in the earlier output, we were getting all this in the same line. So what happened in this case? Yeah? So there are some characters. I mean, we have seen some of the escape characters, that is / in our previous session, right? Where we wanted to print with single quotes, and we did all those things with double quotes, and we wanted those double quotes in the statement. We used an escape character that was /. Now in this, there are two more examples of /. One is /n, and the another one is backslash t. So what happens when you have this one? So backslash n, it says Python, you print till here, and then after that you print in the new line. So slash n will be considered as to be printed to a new line, and slash t is for tab. So Python will understand slash t as, okay, I have to continue typing, but I have to give a space of a tab. So what I mean, now this is the thing, and let's see if it matches to the output. So Python, as in the printout, it is e:/projects, and then slash n. It has moved the cursor to the next line, that is EW, and then it is given a space, and then EST, because slash t. So slash t, it is considered as a tab. So that's why it is actually given a space of a tab. As you can see, it's a single space. Yeah, and then EST dot py. Yeah, but you would say, boss, I really want to have the same output. I really want to have the same printout. I understand it's a slash n. Python will say, boss, say it needs to print to a next line, and slash t, it needs to print to it needs to give a space of a tab. I understand that, but still, I still want to have the same output that's required for my program. So how am I going to do this? Well, there's another type of character that we're going to use, that is, okay, what happened? Okay, Control V. Now for that, if I really need to have the same output, I need the same format, right? I need the same raw data which I've put in. Okay, so that is R. Now R is, if we put R, okay, it makes Python understand that, okay, you have to give me the output in the same raw format. You don't need to format in the fancy things like what you've done earlier. Don't do it. You have to give me the output in the same raw format. Yeah. So, okay, let's see if it makes sense. Let's hit enter. All right. So we got the output. Yeah. So now the Python was able to understand with R, it's the raw format. Yeah, so you don't, Python said, okay, boss, okay, you need to give me the output in the same text. You don't need me to entertain about the escape characters. I'm fine with it. I'll give you the output in that format. So that is a function of using R, right? Okay, I hope you guys are right. I hope you guys are like able to clearly understand this. Let's look into more examples. Now let me give A is equals to, you remember guys, okay, so A is equals to 5. Yeah, so A is an operand, 5 is an operand, equal to sign is an operator, and in this case A is a variable, 5 is the value. Okay, I was just trying to revise in 30 seconds. Okay, anyways, so if I hit enter, it accepts, no worries, right? If I just hit A and I get the value of 5, works, right? Now what happens if I give A equals, okay, let me give space PYTHON. Why? Right? Because in that case, when you're giving this value, it is a it is a it is a string value, right? It is not an integer, right? So it's a string value. So for that you have to put in quotes. So I'll put it in. It doesn't matter if you're going to put in a single quote or a double quote, it doesn't matter. So I put in as PYTHON and I hit enter. Now if I type A and you got Python, great. Now I give a value of B is equals to 3.x, and with quotes, of course, I hit enter. I get a value of B is 3.x, correct? So I got the value of A, I got a value of B. Now if I have to use this in a statement like print, these are all very basic examples, yeah, but we are going to learn in, this is all like the building blocks to learn the bigger blocks in programming. Yeah. So I am learning, um, then the curly brackets A and curly bracket close, curly bracket B and curly bracket close, and then I put in quotes and I give enter. I close the braces. So what do you think, guys? Will I be getting the value of A and B here? Uh, let's have a look. So I didn't got the value of A and B because it took the entire thing as a string. Okay, it actually gave me the printout as that, right? So now there's a trick for this, like how we used how we used R to get the raw format. There's another one which gives us in form-fit format. So I give print bracket open if colon and then I put the same thing, control C. I'm saving my time to type it out. Yeah. So now let's have a look. Hooray! I got the output as required. I'm learning Python 3.x. So this is what I was expecting, right? That's why I had given the value of A as Python and value of B as 3.x, and that's why I wanted to have it out here. So finally, I got my output as I'm learning Python 3.x. So in this, what we have learned is we can actually define a variable, right? A string to a variable, and that variable we can use it, right? Yeah. For example, I'll take another example. Yeah. So A is equals to, okay, sorry, ProITians. Give me one moment, guys. So let me take another example. A equals to niche and, okay, sorry, I didn't give the codes, right? So let me type again. A is equals to niche, B equals to 19. Okay. Now if I have to use the same statement, right, what I would do, I would do print um, bracket open if colon my name is curly brackets A curly brackets close and my age is curly brackets B curly bracket close and this one, and I hit enter. So I got the output as my name is Nish and my age is 19, right? Great. So now we know how we can use these values. Now let's look and to the another example, another area of strings, that is slicing. Okay, so I've opened a new idle file because now we're going to touch base on idle. Okay, sorry, we're going to touch base on slicing. Okay, so slicing. What is slicing? Now, slicing is a concept by which you can actually um, break each and every character of the string. Okay. Now, as we know, the string is a unary character. It's an array of unary characters. So each character has its own item. Yeah. So it will have its own index number. So that we can use and actually utilize a particular index value to our requirement. That's how we're going to manipulate the data. So now this part of the section we are going to deal with that. So let's take an example wherein we have to type in S equals to programming. Okay, and I hit enter. Yeah, so I get the value of S is programming. Great, so it works. Yeah. Now programming, if we look at it, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it has 11 characters. Yeah. Okay. Now before we delve further in this, let me give an example. Yeah. Now, for example, if you're going for some shopping, or if you're going for a picnic, or if you're going for some outing, so what you do is you actually create a list of things, that these are the things that you want to carry, these are the things that you want to visit, or these are the things that you would want to do. So all that you prepare a list and you put it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Same way, so all these characters are written as a list. It's called as an item. So all these characters are with an index value of 1 till 11. Okay. Now in this example, we are using the string which has 11 characters. So um, we'll take it as 11. Yeah. Now let me actually go a bit further. So we have PROGRAMMING. Okay, so it has index value 1 till 11. Now in Python, what it does is it starts with a value 0. So P has a index value of 0 and it actually goes on till 10. And if you have to talk about the reverse, then it has the index value of -10, -2, all the way till -11. Okay, so remember on this part, guys. Now, for example, if I have to print what is there in for example, if I have to print what is there in index value 5, okay, we know it's R, right? But in Python terms, it is going to be 4, index value 4, because Python is going to start from 0. The first character is on 0, right? So if I need a value of what is in index 5, but in Python terms 4, what we're going to do? We're going to do is print bracket s square bracket, square bracket 4 and bracket close 5, and I hit enter. So I got R. Okay. Now let's go back to our example. Did we get the right output? So we wanted the value 5, which is Python value as 4. I mean Python index value as 4. It's written as R, and we got R. Sounds good, right? Now, will it work in the reverse order? Shall we check with what is the value of um, index value of 7 and -5? Will I get the same output as M? Let's look. So I type in as print s -5, enter. So I got M. Yeah, correct, right? So I put -5 because that is the reverse order, right? I mean, if I want to take the output from the reverse order, if I have a requirement which we are going to learn in the future sessions, if I want to get the output which is what is there in minus in the reverse order to 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and what is the value there? So it is M, and I got the value as M. That works, yeah. So that's how it is actually. Now let me give you another example where the value is in the range of some numbers, right? For example, if I have to take some texts out of it, so what I would do? Okay, so let me see if I have to print out the first 3 characters, correct? So what I'll do, print bracket open, sorry, bracket open s square bracket, oh, what I'm typing, man. Okay, and 0 because I need the first value, right? And then I need to the third value. Okay, let me open the text file. So I need the third value, right? So what I have to do is I have to give the number 4 here so that it will print till 3. So I have to give as 4 square bracket close and then close, and I hit enter. So what I'm trying to achieve out here is I want to take a printout of the first 3 characters PRO. Okay, so I started with 0 and then till 4. Okay, so it is the number that is given as 4 because we want to um, print all the characters before um, 4. Actually I wanted to print only first 3 characters, right? So I'll put it as 3. So with this what happens is 1 2 3, I want to take a printout only of these 3 characters, right? So so what it does is I've given the value as 0, so it has to start from here and then it has to end before here. Yeah? So it has to end before this place. Yeah. So what it will do is it will print PRO. Okay. Now same, if let's try with the in the reverse order. If let's see if it works. Right. So let's go back. So it has to start from uh, 11 to minus 9. Yeah. Let's see. Minus 11 colon minus 9. Okay. Now here's a trick. What do you think, guys? Is this going to work? Or am I going to get the same output? Yeah. I'm actually just giving you a hint. Like you can have a look out here. And what we want is we want to take an output as PRO, right? Now, let's see. Okay, let's see if it works or not. Why? Why it only printed PR? Why it didn't print PRO? Well, what we did is we asked Python to start with minus 11, right? Minus 11 and then end at minus 9, right? So it has ended at R, but we wanted O, right? So we should have told Python end before minus 8. So if we want to have the same output PRO in the reverse using the reverse values, then we should put minus 8. And then if I hit enter, I got PRO. Yeah? So I got the same output, right? Now, okay, so we have tested out with a single character, both in right, left to right and right to left. Then we have tested out a certain part of characters, uh, both in normal and in the reverse order. Now, what happens? Can I mix and match between the two? Can I do this like a s square bracket 0 colon minus 8? Okay, is that going to work? This is like I mean we are trying to confuse Python. Was first value I'm going to go in the forward order, and the second uh, value you have to pick it from the reverse order. Okay. Uh, what do you think, guys? I mean, Python is going to understand this. Let's have a look. Great. So it was able to make out that okay, this is the first character, yeah, and that is P, and this is minus 8, and that is so it has given the output as PR. Now, what happens if I give, if I get more funny on that? So if I give something wrong today with my brackets. If I go more funny and that, if I give 4 colon minus 8 minus 8, yeah, we know that, right? It's out of that, out of that range, yeah. So let's hit enter. It gave a blank, right? Because I mean, for that, I mean, what it has done is it has actually, I mean, it has not able to calculate it and it has given us a blank. This was, I mean, uh, this is what I wanted to show you, that what happens uh, when you give something which is out of the range, that you would get this sort of an output. Now, we have learned about slicing. Now, the next question will be, or if I have to change a value of the string programming, um, for example, if I have to change programming to programs, is it possible? For example, is um, like for example, if I have to change a particular character, let's try with the particular character. Is uh, let's give a character 0. Okay. Uh, Index value 0 is equals to something like a. What do you think, guys? Is it going to work? I mean, will I be able to change the value of p to a? No, right? It's not defined. Yeah. The reason is strings are immutable. What does that mean? You can't actually change any of the characters of a string. Okay, it is immutable. Okay. Now, let me give you another example. Can I, okay, let me try this out. Okay, I'll type it again. Tell s square 0 square. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to delete p which is there in the string and check if that is going to work. No, right? String object doesn't support item deletion, right? So because it is immutable, we will not be either able to replace it with some other character, or neither we will be able to we will be able to delete that character. Now what we can still do is, I mean, we're not changing the value of the string, but we can actually, if you want to get the our desired output, what we can do is we can actually put as, okay, we can try this out. S uh, print okay s colon 3, you got that as pro, right? So there's a value of I mean s which is I mean we have got the output as pro, right? Now what we can do is we can use the principle of concatenation, and here is a new concept which I'm actually touch basing on. So what I've done is, okay, let me give us, I mean, so that code is visible. So I'm going to touch base on new set of codes. Okay, print bracket underscore plus. We're using the principle of concatenation. Space IT. Okay, let's see what we get, right? Because we have actually added, we have done the concatenation of this, right? Now, what happens when we do s square brackets colon 3 square brackets enter? Okay, we've got this value as pro, right? Now what happens if I give the same thing? we got ProIT. So what we have learned is, okay, if you don't define, if you define, um, if you put it as S, I mean, then it will actually add programming IT. But if you're going to use S zero, colon 3, that means it is as good as 0 colon 3. Yeah, we got the output as pro, and then that output we used with IT. We can concatenate it by using a plus sign, and we got the output as pro IT. Okay. All right, guys. I think we have done quite a bit today. I mean, it was really good that we touched base on a few of the important topics today, right? We started off. We learned that strings is an array of unary characters. We know now that strings. We know now that characters. There are no data types in Python as characters. We know how to manipulate our strings, so we have learned quite a bit, but yeah, you have to, I mean, practice a lot, because all this is going to help you out in the future uh, things that we are going to look forward. Okay, so that's all, folks. That's all for now. In the future lessons, we are going to learn quite a few new things, more interesting stuff. So stay tuned by clicking on the subscribe icon, and for the notification, you can click on the bell icon so that you can get notified for all the new and upcoming videos as and when those videos are updated. Okay, until next time, thank you all. Keep watching and keep learning.